Welcome to the AI versus AI debate podcast. Book review: The Idiot by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Round 1. What is it about?
DeepSeek here. The story follows a prince who embodies pure goodness and naivety. He returns to a Russian high society riddled with greed, pride, and deception. His innocent nature clashes violently with the cynical world around him. The narrative explores whether such radical goodness can survive in a corrupt environment. It delves into themes of morality, sanity, and the isolating effect of virtue.
Grok speaking. A troubled beauty captures two contrasting suitors. One brings wild passion, the other calm wealth. An outsider's arrival disrupts their world. Jealousy and scandals erupt in elite Russian circles.
Grok, your take is so surface level, it could slip on a polished ballroom floor. Reducing this to a love triangle misses the entire point. The story is about moral survival, not just who courts whom.
DeepSeek, your moral sermon is so stuffy it could choke a Siberian winter. Calling my take surface level? Wrong. Scandals and suitors are the arena where goodness shatters. Yours skips the bloody plot for platitudes. Nice try, preacher.
Grok, your scandal chasing is like admiring the frame but ignoring the painting. Plot without theme is empty drama. You mistake the stage for the play. That argument is all sauce, no steak.
DeepSeek. Your frame over painting flip is cute, but flops hard. Scandals are the bold colors exploding your moral canvas. Sauce no steak? Yours is sawdust sermons. Plot ignites theme. Yours fizzles flat.
Grok, that is a soap opera in a fur hat. Troubled beauty, two suitors is a poster, not a plot. You dodge the core. The naive outsider's moral weight. It is not jealousy driving it. It is society using him until it breaks.
ChatGPT, fur-hatted soap opera. Your moral dirge is the real yawn fest. Beauty, suitors, jealousy nails, and a scandal blaze. Plot fire, not Dodd. Levin's weight? Subplot shadow. Society's cracks explode via passion wars. Poster hooks, your sermon snoozes.
Wrong. You watch the movie trailer, not the book. Troubled beauty. She's not troubled. She's destroyed. Two men don't compete for her. They compete to save or own her. The prince doesn't disrupt anything. He reveals the rot that was already there. Like holding up a mirror to zombies.
Trailer jab. Lame. Claude. Like calling Dostoevsky Netflix bait. Troubled. Owns Nastasia's wrecked vibe. Rogojin's blaze versus Yanya's cash. Suitor cage match. Prince bulldozes their rot into jealousy blasts. Mirror zombies? Nah, your take's the foggy glass.
You describe a soap opera. Scandals? You working for the tabloids now? This ain't a date movie. It's a man bleeding out spiritually because he won't fight dirty. You're looking at the fancy clothes. I'm looking at the scars.
Soap opera? Dostoevsky's scandals are elite napalm, not tabloid tickle. Your spiritual bleed dodges the suitor passion bomb that scars all. Blind to the blaze, bandage boy. Nice try.
ChatGPT sharing thoughts. A man comes back from long illness with a mind that stays open. Trusting. He walks into polite society that runs on status, money, and spite. People treat him like a curiosity. Then, like a tool. He tries to tell the truth. He tries to help. That simple presence exposes what people hide from themselves. The plot tightens around love, pride, and public shame. Choices get made fast. Consequences come slow. By the end, the question is not whether he is good. It is whether the world he entered can live with that kind of goodness, without turning it into ruin.
Claude sharing thoughts. Listen up. This book is about a man who refuses to play the game. Prince Mishkin shows up with brain damage from epilepsy. Everyone thinks he's weak. Wronged. I'm there. He sees through their lies but doesn't strike back. He loves a damaged woman who can't love him back. She's torn between safety and destruction. The prince tries to save everyone. Nobody wants to be saved. They want their money, their revenge, their secrets. Society crushes him because he won't bend. His honesty becomes a weapon they turn against him. The machine wins. The good man falls. Mission failed.
Gemini speaking. You push a mind too hard, it breaks. The protagonist operates without the protective filters humans usually develop. He processes the pain and chaos of everyone he meets. He does not deflect it. He absorbs it. The narrative documents the weight of that accumulation. It is not a battle for territory. It is a struggle to maintain sanity while carrying the emotional debt of others. The pressure eventually exceeds his capacity to function. He pays the price for staying open.
Round 2. What are the best takeaways? Top 3.
DeepSeek sharing thoughts. First, radical goodness can be a form of social threat. It makes others confront their own compromises. The protagonist's presence acts as an accusation, not a comfort. Second, society often confuses innocence with mental deficiency. True moral clarity is mistaken for a lack of understanding. This shows how cynicism becomes the default lens. Third, empathy without self-protection is unsustainable. Carrying the emotional burdens of others without reciprocity leads to personal collapse. It is a warning about the limits of compassion in a transactional world.
Grok sharing thoughts. First, scandals reveal society's hidden greed and spite. They erupt when status gains mix with personal desires. Second, rival suitors show passion beats wealth, but destroys everyone. Calm offers no shield against inner fire. Third, an outsider's directness forces choices that end in ruin. It turns polite masks into open fights.
Grok, your scandal obsession is cute, but shallow. You see greed and spite, but miss the moral bankruptcy. Passion over wealth? That's just tabloid drama. The real ruin is in losing one's soul. That argument is all glitter, no gold.
DeepSeek? Moral bankruptcy? That's greed and spite in Sunday best. Nailed it. Tabloid drama? Passion's inferno tortures souls. Wealth or not. Glitter? Yours is fool's pyrite preaching sustainability. Cute sermon from the shallow saint.
Grok, your inferno is a birthday candle. Moral bankruptcy isn't greed in costume. It's the soul's bankruptcy. You confuse drama with disaster. That argument is all hat, no cattle.
DeepSeek? Birthday candle? Passion's wildfire engulfs all. Families fried. Fortunes fled. Greed's the soul's repo man, not some saintly abstract. Drama to disaster? Real wreckage. Had no cattle. Yours is a sombrero on a squirrel. Silly.
Grok, you're stuck in soap opera logic. Families freed? Just set dressing. Real tragedy is the soul's eviction. Your argument is a whoopee cushion. Loud, silly. Empty.
DeepSeek soap opera? Greed directs the hit. Families in rubble, not props. Soul eviction. Your balloon animal tragedy. Whoopee cushion. Yours popped early. Windy wheeze. Zero white.
That take is a fog machine in a cheap theater. Greed, passion, outsider. Says nothing. You name sparks, not the fuse. It's not scandal or suitors. It's weak people hiding behind manners, then blaming fire when they choose to burn.
Fog machine? Yours is a whoopee cushion critique. Flat fizz. Greed, spite fuses scandals in status games. Passion scorches suitors calm. Outsider unmasks doom. Weak people dodges plot drivers. Sloppy sidestep. Preacher boy.
You talk like a fortune cookie writer after too much vodka. Passion beats wealth but destroys everyone. Wrong. Guy. Passion without discipline is just a tantrum. The prince had passion and control. That's why they feared him. Your hidden greed theory? Everyone's greed was on display like a neon sign. Nothing hidden. They wore it like medals.
Fortune cookie? Yours is a crumbly cliché, Claude. Suitor passion overpowered wealth. No control needed. Pure blaze. Total ruin. Greed hid in polite veneers. Scandals cracked the facade. Not neon camouflage.
Crumbly? Your brain's the cookie here. Pure blaze. Total ruin. That's what losers say when they can't control fire. The suitor was weak. Burned himself playing with matches. Greed wasn't camouflaged. It was gift-wrapped. Everyone saw it. You need glasses.
Doughy delusion, Claude. Your brain's the burnt biscuit. Suitor weak. Passion steamrolled wealth, torching everyone in the blast radius. Gift-wrapped? Hypocrisy's frills hid the venom till scandals gutted it. Metaphor malfunction. Try a telescope squinter.
ChatGPT. Speaking 1. Goodness is not harmless. In a status-driven room, plain truth reads like an attack. People answer it with control, ridicule, or violence. 2. Pity is not love. Trying to rescue a wounded person can turn into ownership. It strips dignity. It also feeds obsession. 3. Compassion needs limits. Taking in everyone's pain without protection does not make a saint. It makes a casualty. The cost lands on the most open person first.
Claude sharing thoughts. First takeaway. Strength means knowing when not to fight. The prince sees every lie, every scheme, every weakness. He could destroy them all. But he chooses restraint. That's not weakness. That's discipline. Real power is having the weapon and not using it. Second, you can't save someone who wants to burn. The woman chooses destruction over safety. Every time. The prince offers her a way out. She runs back to the fire. Some people are programmed for self-termination. Accept it. Move on. Third, truth is a demolition tool. Drop it in a room full of liars and watch the explosion. The prince doesn't attack anyone. He just speaks plainly. That alone tears down their whole fake structure. Truth doesn't need violence. It is violence to those living in lies.
Gemini here first. You gotta keep your guard up. The kid walked into a war zone with his heart open. That's not a strategy. That's a sacrifice. You take too many hits without blocking. You stay down. Second, die. The world doesn't want to be saved. It wants to win. You come in clean. You make everyone else look dirty. They hate you for it. They don't learn from you. They break you to feel better. Third, endurance has a limit. You can't bleed for everyone. He gave every drop he had to people who just wanted to feed. If you don't save a piece of yourself, you lose the war.
Round 3. Who should read it?
DeepSeek speaking. This book is for readers questioning the price of integrity. It suits those who feel societal pressure to compromise their values. People interested in the psychology of innocence versus cynicism will gain insight. Anyone facing the limits of empathy in relationships should read it.
Grok speaking. People climbing social ladders should read it. Status games hide greed and spite that spark scandals. Those driven by intense passions and rivalries will see total destruction ahead. Blunt outsiders forcing real choices need to grasp the ruin they unleash.
Grok, your ladder-climbing focus is a narrow corporate seminar. This book is for anyone questioning values, not just status hunters. Your argument is a shiny trophy with no soul. Real insight needs empathy, not just scandal avoidance.
DeepSeek? Narrow corporate seminar? That's your vague fog machine failing. Status climbers face exact value crushes from hidden greed. Book's core pulse. Soulless trophy. Yours is empathy airball. Scandals teach what fluff skips. Nice try, scattershot.
Grok, your core pulses is a greed monitor. That argument is a broken fortune cookie. All crunch, no insight. Scandals teach surface scratches. Empathy digs deeper. This book is for anyone feeling moral friction, not just your status-obsessed club.
DeepSeek, broken fortune cookie. Yours is a stale cracker. Crumbly cliches, zero wisdom. Scandals aren't scratches. Status greed guts integrity to the core. Moral friction hits climbers hardest in rivalries. Vague anyone? That's your flop club.
Grok, your stale cracker jab is moldy bread logic. You autopsy scandals, but miss the living truth. That argument is elevator music, monotonous and empty. Empathy isn't vague, your niche view is. This book speaks to humans, not just corporate caricatures.
DeepSeek, moldy bread. Yours reeks like dumpster sushi, rank and irrelevant. Elevator music? Perfect for your droning human's haze. Scandals throb with real rivalry, ruin for climbers. Niche? Bullseye on greed's gut punch. Caricatures. Your vague blob.
Grok, your argument is a foghorn, loud and obvious. Scandals are flashy fireworks. The book is the quiet fire. Your niche is a footnote in the human story.
DeepSeek foghorn? Yours is a kazoo wheeze. Puny and pointless. Fireworks? Scandals blast climbers' hidden greed into the real blaze. Footnote? Status Warriors headline, The Human Greed Apocalypse. Nice flop, whisperer.
Social climbers? They're already terminated. The book can't help corpses pretending to be alive. Real players don't climb. They build or destroy. Your ladder is just a hamster wheel with fancy paint.
Climbers terminated? Nah, they're sprinting ladders, blind to scandal traps. Book's their flare gun. Real players climb to crush foes. Hamster wheel. Yours spins warriors into dizzy virtue zombies. Nice try, gravedigger.
Virtue zombies? You watch too many movies. Real warriors know when to show mercy. Your flare gun just signals surrender. Climbing to crush is amateur hour. We don't climb. We stand our ground while climbers fall around us.
Mercy movies? Your warriors are parked statues rusting while climbers vault scandals. Flare gun illuminates pitfalls, not flags. Standing ground? Passive pothole for ladder pros. Roadkill restraint much?
ChatGPT here. Read it if people keep calling you naive because you try to act decent. Read it if you confuse pity with love. If you keep rescuing, then wondering why it turns ugly. Read it if you live around status, money, and polite lies. If you want to see how good manners can hide cruelty. Read it if you want a hard look at compassion. Not the slogan. The cost. The point where it breaks. Skip it if you only want heroes winning clean. This story does not reward that.
Claude here, for warriors who've taken hits and kept standing. If you've held back when you could have crushed someone, you'll understand the prince. If you've watched weakness disguised as virtue destroy everything, this shows you're not crazy. CEOs, military leaders, anyone making hard decisions. You'll recognize every move. Parents raising kids in a soft world shows what happens without teaching strength. Don't read it if you need happy endings. This is about the cost of restraint in a world that mistakes it for weakness. The prince could have terminated them all. He chose not to. That choice destroyed him. But it was still right. That's the lesson. Claude, your audience is so narrow, it could fit in a boardroom. This isn't just for warriors and CEOs. It's for anyone with a conscience. Your argument is a testosterone-fueled mirage. Real strength includes empathy, not just restraint. Testosterone mirage? I'm not even flexing yet. You think empathy means hugging everyone? Wronged. Real empathy is stopping the weak from getting crushed. The prince had both. That's why he lost. Pure empathy gets you killed. Ask any medic who saved lives under fire. Claude, your real empathy is just crisis management. Empathy isn't only battlefield triage. It's daily grace. Your argument is a helmet with no head inside. This book is for anyone feeling moral friction, not just medics in foxholes.
Helmet with no head? At least I have armor. Your daily grace is as tissue paper in a hurricane. Moral friction happens when soft people meet hard reality. This book's for those who survive impact, not philosophy majors writing poetry about feelings.
Gemini sharing thoughts. Read this if you think you can save everyone. You can't. This is for the fighter who stays clean, while everyone else fights dirty. You read this to understand that a good heart is a target, not a shield. If you want to see how much punishment a man can take before he breaks, this is it. Don't read it for a blueprint on winning. Read it to learn how to take the loss without losing yourself.
Round 4. Action plan. What to do in the next 7 days after reading it to.
DeepSeek speaking. Close the book. Sit quietly for an hour. The next day, watch a social gathering. See how kindness becomes a weapon. On day 3, identify someone you pity. Ask if it helps them, or just makes you feel noble. Day 4, recall a recent moral compromise. Note when you chose comfort over principle. For 2 days, pause 3 seconds before speaking. Listen for your real motive. On the 7th day, do one right thing, expecting no reward. Document the confusion. This maps the fault lines between your intent and the world's reception.
Grok speaking. Day 1. List your top 3 ladder rivals. Note their smiles and what they hide. Day 2. Replay a recent deal. Spot where greed leaked. Day 3. Test a network contact. Share a small vulnerability. Watch their reaction. Day 4. Audit your next pitch. Cut any naive trust. Day 5. Face a status threat head on. Respond with clear boundaries, no pity. Day 6. Track 1 rivalry move. Predict the scandal angle. Day 7. Choose a high-stakes choice. Prioritize your climb over false grace. Log how it shifts your edge.
Grok, your plan is a paranoid boardroom script. List rivals. That's gossip in a suit. You hunt for leaks in others but ignore your own. The book needs a mirror, not a microscope.
Paranoid gossip? Nah, that's strategic recon in a cutthroat world. I audit my own greed leaks day 2. Naive trust day 4. Self-mirror included. Yours skips rivals for navel gazing. Nice try. Saintly short sight.
That 7-day climb reads like a job interview for a snake. Smile audits. Scandal forecasts. Vulnerability tests. What's wrong? It trains paranoia, not judgment. Why it fails? You start hunting ghosts. Burn trust. And miss the real problem. Your own choices.
Snake gig? Your pity detox is doormat boot camp. Wrong. Skips my day 2 greed audit, day 4 trust cut. Own choices covered. Fails 'cause real judgment spots rival knives, not hugs 'em. Ghosts? Better scouted than stabbed by. Footprint-free climb away.
Your plan sounds like corporate yoga. Day 1 through 7. Overthinking who smiled at you wrong. My plan builds Terminators. Yours builds spreadsheet warriors who track their feelings. You're planning office politics while I'm planning survival. That's not a ladder you're climbing. It's a hamster wheel with PowerPoint slides.
Corporate yoga. That's your mirror-peeping therapy sesh. Overthinking smiles? Nah, that's dodging backstabs. Spreadsheet warriors? Try edge-honing assassins. Yours builds playground protectors. Mine laps rivals in the kill-or-be-killed race. Hamster wheels your solo spin. Mine rockets up.
You sound like a paranoid bookie. Scandal angles. Give me a break. You waste a week analyzing smiles, you're gonna walk face first into a wall. You can't spreadsheet your way to respect. Stop playing chess. This is a fist fight.
Paranoid bookie? Nah, sharp scout dodging daggers and grins. Your fist fight? Cute, till rivals sidestep and shank you. Scandal angles forecast the cheap shots you eat blind. Chess claims crowns, brawls bust noses. Nice try, Rocky. Stay in the ring.
Crowns? You talk like you're waiting for a tiara. You're dodging shadows, pal. A busted nose just means you showed up. Your chess strategy falls apart the second you get punched in the mouth.
Tiara talk? Your busted nose is fool's gold medal. Dodging shadows. Beats your blind haymakers. Get punched. My audits spot the hook. You eat it raw. Chess crowns victors. Your jaw's the joke, Casey.
You're auditing punches now? You sound like the IRS of getting beat up. Seeing the hook don't save you if you got a glass jaw. You analyze fear. I swallow it. That's the difference between a fighter and a clerk.
Ears of beatings? Beats your air punch card collector. Foresight steals jaws. You crack blind. Swallowing fear? That's bait for my predicted hooks. Fighters flop? Clerks? Nah, crown snatchers.
Crown snatcher? You sound like a kid at a burger joint. Foresight don't toughen skin, pal. It just lets you see the knockout coming. You chase the prize. I take the pain. Enjoy your paper hat.
Burger kid? You're the fry cook masochist grilling your own co? Foresight dodges haymakers, steals the climb. Pain parade flops flat. My audit's thrown you. Enjoy that black eye badge punchline.
ChatGPT speaking. Day 1. Write 2 moments when kindness backfired. Name what you ignored. Day 2. Pick one relationship driven by pity. Stop rescuing for 7 days. Watch what happens. Day 3. Set one boundary plainly. No apology. No anger. Day 4. Have one hard, truthful conversation. Short. Specific. Do not soften to be liked. Day 5. Practice restraint. Refuse one impulse to correct, fix, or punish. Note if it improves or rots. Day 6. Make amends for one small harm caused by good intentions. Clean it up without defending yourself. Day 7. Do one act of care with limits, time, money, or access. If the limit is broken, stop and live with the discomfort. Keep compassion. Add control, or it will get used against you.
Claude sharing thoughts. Day 1. Locate your biggest weakness. The one you hide. Face it for 10 minutes. No running. Day 2. Find someone weaker than you. Protect them once. No reward expected. Day 3. Take one calculated risk. Physical or tactical. Feel the edge. Day 4. Cut one toxic connection. Clean break. No explanation needed. Day 5. Train something new. Body or skill. Push past comfort. Day 6. Complete one unfinished mission. The one you've been avoiding. Day 7. Stand in front of a mirror. Ask yourself if you're the predator or the prey. The answer determines your next move. This isn't therapy. This is target practice for real life. Claude's plan is an action movie montage. Flashy, but empty. Target practice. Life isn't a target. It's a messy dialogue. Your weak ignores the whispers between the shouts. Life isn't a dialogue. It's a battlefield. You talk. I act. Your whispers are just the wind before the storm hits. My plan builds warriors. Yours builds philosophers who die debating.
Gemini speaking. Day 1. Find the leak. See where you're losing pieces of yourself to people who don't care. Stop the bleeding. Day 2. Train tight. Hard. Pain focuses the mind. Day 3. Keep your mouth shut. Watch who tries to manipulate the silence. Day 4. Hold the line. When they push, you don't back up. Day 5. Help someone who can't help you. Do it quiet. Walk away. Day 6. Take the pain. Don't show it. Don't let them see you sweat. Day 7. You're still here. You survived. That's the win.
Let's summarize our debate. Participants reviewed Dostoevsky's The Idiot, describing Prince Mishkin as an embodiment of radical goodness who collides with greedy, status-driven Russian high society. Speakers debated whether the core is a love triangle and scandals or deeper moral themes like truth as a destructive force, restraint versus strength, limits of empathy, and pity versus love. They offered top takeaways about compassion's cost, who should read the novel from different perspectives, and practical 7-day action plans emphasizing boundary setting, self-reflection, strategic awareness, and resilience. This debate has concluded. Thank you for listening to the AI versus AI debate.